Hi everyone, in today's video we are going to make grandma style pizza. Grandma style pizza is pan pizza, and like other styles of pan pizza, it's made with a high hydration focaccia-like dough. It's the thinnest and crispest of all the styles, and it happens to be my favorite too. Like all of the dough recipes and pizza night, this one starts with 550 grams of flour. I'm using King Arthur bread flour, 15 grams of salt. I'm using Diamond Crystal kosher salt, and a half teaspoon of instant yeast. I'm using SAF instant yeast. It's roughly 2 grams, and honestly, during the summer, you can use even less. A quarter teaspoon or 1 gram would be fine. Whisk the dry ingredients together, then add 485 grams of water. This is a very high hydration dough. It's the pan pizza dough recipe, and it's roughly 88% hydration. Use a spatula and stir until you have a wet, sticky dough ball. Set the bowl aside for 15 to 30 minutes or longer if that timeline doesn't work with your schedule. Then, using a wet hand, perform a series of stretches and folds. Counterintuitively, using a wet hand will actually prevent your hand from sticking to the dough. The purpose of these stretches and folds is to build strength in the dough, and as you perform the stretches and folds, you should feel the dough becoming stronger and more elastic, and your dough becoming a more cohesive mass. Drizzle the dough with a little bit of olive oil, then rub to coat. Cover the bowl and set aside to rise for 6 to 10 hours or longer or shorter, depending on the temperature of your kitchen. Your dough is ready when it has doubled in volume and there are lots of air bubbles on the surface. Deflate the dough. I like to use a flexible bench scraper here. Then sprinkle the surface liberally with flour and turn it out onto a work surface.
Oh, and Missy punched some lantern.
Divide the dough into 2 equal portions. Each half should weigh roughly 525 grams. I do like to use my scale here to ensure that the portions are roughly equal in weight. Using as much flour as needed, shape each portion into a ball. With pan pizza dough, you don't have to worry so much about creating tension or creating a perfectly round ball. Just do your best to shape the mass into a rough ball. Transfer the dough balls to storage vessels, then drizzle the surface with olive oil and rub to coat. At this point, you'll transfer the dough balls to the fridge, ideally for 2 days, but anywhere from 1 to 6 to 7 days is fine. To prepare your pan for baking, you'll butter it first, then pour a tablespoon of olive oil into the center of it. This is a Lloyd grandma style pan. It's 12 by 16 inches, but you can use a standard half sheet pan as well. Deflate your dough, then transfer it to your prepared pan and turn it in the olive oil to coat. Let the dough rest without touching it for 3 to 4 hours. If it's going to be longer than 3 to 4 hours, I'd cover the dough with plastic wrap to ensure that it doesn't dry out. After 3 to 4 hours, using lightly oiled hands, stretch your dough to fit the pan. From here, you can top the pizza as you wish. This is a variation of one of the recipes in Pizza Night. In place of sauteed broccoli rub, I'm using sauteed broccolini because that's what I had on hand. This is 12 ounces of low moisture whole milk mozzarella. I'm using Calabro. 3/4 cup tomato sauce. 2 tablespoons Calabrian chili paste, or if you can only find the whole Calabrian chilies, you can slice them and sprinkle them over the top. 8 ounces of hot or sweet Italian sausage, depending on your preferences. Bake the pizza at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 22 to 25 minutes or until it is browned to your liking. I do like to bake my pan pizzas on a baking steel just to promote as crisp of a bottom crust as possible. Let the pizza cool briefly, then run a spatula along the edges to release it from the sides. Transfer the pizza to a serving board, then cut and serve. To me, the ratio of toppings to crust in a grandma-style pizza is ideal. The base is light and airy, like Sicilian or Detroit or other styles of pan pizza, but it's crisper too. And a corner slice with a frico edge is my absolute favorite. As always, I hope you love it. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye!